Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crash Course US History. Today we're talking about American political parties.
Like this?
No, not that kind of political parties, Henry. In the beginning, the Jeffersonian Democratic Republicans and the Federalist Party were the two main parties. The JDRs were pretty much an anti-federalist and with a better name. They were anti-strong government and believed in a strict interpretation of the Constitution and preferred ag to industry. JDRs included people such as Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, and James Monroe. They were the dominant party until the early 1800s. The Federalists, as you would expect, were the exact opposite. They were pro-strong government, they believed in a loose interpretation of the Constitution, and they were generally pro-industry. The Federalists included people such as John Adams and Alexander Hamilton. Though they weren't the dominant party of the time, they were still influential until they died out in the 1820s. The JDRs would go on to split into two parties, the Democrats and the Whigs. The Whigs were a response to the Democrats, believing in a strong central government, social, economic, and moral reforms, and did not like Jackson, believing he was an autocratic ruler who abused his power. Notable Whigs included William Henry Harrison, Henry Clay, and Zachary Taylor. While not controlling the presidential seat all that much, they did control the majority of the House. The Democrats were more like the old JDRs, believing in a small central government, opposed trade protection, national banks, and paper money. The Democrats included people like this beauty, Franklin Pierce, and Mr. Sideburns over here, Martin Van Buren. The Democrats were the major political party of that period and has not dissolved since then, although their beliefs did switch. During the 1840s, the Know-Nothing Party came to be. They were based around almost solely xenophobia. This eventually became their downfall, as it wasn't enough of a tie for them to stay together, though their ideals have risen up in modern candidates. Most of the other small parties, like the Libertarians or the Free Solar parties, merged into the Republican Party. Oh, it's time for the mystery document? We declare, again, that all governments instituted among men derive their just power from the consent of the governed, that any government not based upon the consent of the governed is a tyranny, and that to impose upon any people a government of forces is to substitute the method of imperialism for those of a republic. We hold that the Constitution follows the flag and denounce the doctrine that an executive or Congress derive their existence and power from the Constitution can exercise lawful authority beyond it or in violation of it. They definitely have democratic views, and I feel like it's around the 1900s. So, the Democratic Party platform of 1904?
1900.
Ah, darn it. When the Civil War came around, the Northern and the Southern Democrats split. The Northern still wanted to be part of the Union, but the Southerns didn't. When the Civil War ended, Horace Greeley ran for president, getting Republican and Democratic votes. After his election and presidency, the liberal Republicans went to the Democratic side, but the Southern conservatives still stayed in the Democrats, becoming the minority in the party. With the emergence of industrialization and labor unions, the Populist Party grew. They wanted a freer money supply and for the government to help the people, not the parties. They eventually became part of the Democratic Party as they grew towards those ideals. The Prohibition Party emerged to prohibit alcohol, and that was about it. They fell apart just like the Know-Nothing Party, because they had no strong tie to keep them together, leading to their ultimate downfall. In the early 1900s, the Republican Party split, allowing for a shift to a Democratic presidency after a mainly Republican presidents. The Republican Party split into the Progressive Party when Teddy Roosevelt ran against William Howard Taft. This allowed for Woodrow Wilson to become president. Nothing else really happened until the 1980s when Ronald Reagan became president, and the Southern Democrats switched to the Republicans. This left the Republicans to be mainly conservative and the Democrats to be mainly liberal. Those parties have stuck around until today, but we have to remember that politics and issues are always changing, and that people and parties that support those issues will also change. I'm Alec Souter, and thanks for watching. Crash Course is brought to you by our writer, Kaden filmer and editor Henry Hansen, and me, Alec Souter. As we say in my hometown, keep Portland weird. I should redo that.
Yep.
Okay, nope. Nope, okay. Nope. Nope, okay. No, okay. During the 1840s, nope. Nope, I said that wrong. Nope. Majority, nope, minority. Nope, oh my god, I can't say this. Democratics. Nope. Urge to prohibit, nope. Just like the not, Tied to keep, no. God, okay. No, what is this? Kaden, no. Crash Course is brought to you. Director What do I call Kaden? Say in my hometown, don't forget to keep Portland weird. It's not don't forget. I'm redoing that all.